back to Momentous Struggle, a Star Wars Shatterpoint podcast. On this week's episode, Aubrey and I are going to start diving into what the meta looks like since we are about 2 months away from Adepticon, and we want to make sure that, everyone's kind of aware of what's going on if you're not, but I think most people for the sake of arguments are, but you know what, we're still going to end up talking about it because we got to talk about something, Aubrey, and it's probably going to be the same old that we talk about because the meta hasn't changed much and everything like that. But hey, we'll see what happens here. So, Aubrey, how are you doing, sir?
Todd, are you ready? Are you excited to hear the answer to this question? Because it's a complicated answer.
Oh, I don't know. I was excited for a second there, and then you lost me when you said it's complicated.
It's just the relationship status on Facebook. It's no big deal. It's complicated.
Right, exactly. It's complicated, yeah.
Let's see. So, as I may have mentioned on a previous podcast, the ADHD shenanigans are continuing apace. They gave me happy pills for that. Turns out the happy pills weren't so happy, Todd. Would you like to know one of the side effects of the medication they gave me was?
Sure.
It tried to give me a
Paranoia.
heart attack. It was super fun.
Nice.
Yeah. No, my blood pressure skyrocketed to like 148 over 90 something. I don't know. It was super fun. I didn't figure it out for like 2 or 3 days because I thought I was just tired because I didn't sleep well on one of the nights that week. I got like 3 hours of sleep. But I'm taking a stimulant. Like, you just assume, like, it's messing with your system and you're getting used to it. No, it's because my heart was trying to tell me that it was about to pound right out of my chest. And it wasn't until I went to sword class on Thursday, and I literally, okay, everybody exercises. You get tired. You have to take a breath. But I was doing pretty standard stuff for me in the class, like stuff that, like, yes, if I did it enough, I would be tired. But, like, we had just started, and I did it, and I was, like, out of breath. My heart was pounding like I had just, like, run somewhere. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. This seems bad. So,
are you taking methylphenidate? Because that's what the kids usually take. Or are you taking the other one?
No, it's the, I don't know. You're throwing the science names at me. No, this is Adderall. They always start you on Adderall.
Okay.
Something methamphetamine, zoom, happy drug. Anyway, it's supposed to help you focus. Instead, it helped my heart focus on killing me. So, yeah, I've had kind of a crazy week, and they immediately, like, the next day, I talked to my doctor, and he's like, "No, you're not taking that anymore, okay? No,
Yeah.
nope, we're not doing that." Sidebar. I had to go and find blood pressure cuffs. They're nowhere. CVS didn't have them. Fry's didn't have them. I had to go to Walmart.
Don't. Most of the stores, like, don't they have those places where you can sit down and just do it?
No, that's what I mean. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, they don't exist anymore?
They don't exist, Todd. We're old. They don't exist anymore. I finally found one at Walmart, trying to avoid buying one. Hilarious part, sidebar, the library where I work, it turns out I forgot. We just added a new physical object you could check out. It was a digital blood pressure cuff when I got to work after running around to like 3 different places trying to find one. I could have just done it at my work. I'm a terrible librarian. I forgot about our new service that we're providing the community. And now I know why. Because those suckers are expensive. Because, like, you could buy them, but they're like $60, $70. And I'm like, I'm not spending that much. I need to get my blood pressure taken one time so that I can tell my doctor why I'm dying. Can you please assist me with this universe?
Or you could have just called me because the VA gave me one, so...
Oh, dang it. Okay. So there were lots of options, but this is the Adventures of Aubrey this week. So dear listeners, I'm sorry. I did not finish the bonus episode because of this stuff. What else did I not do? Oh, did not get any gaming in. Although, excuse me, Todd. Who are my opponents? Who are my opponents for the league that were so busy this weekend?
It's only the first week. It's only the first week of the league, and we have 4 weeks to get 2 games in. So
and I'm
Calm
ready
down
to
there,
go.
Aubrey.
I'm ready to go,
I mean,
Todd.
I got my other game in because I went to the event yesterday. I played against Bob and ended up playing my first league game. So because somebody had to work, oh no, someone had to work and couldn't come play games.
Fine. All
Here's a
right, Todd. How are you?
paycheck. This guy over here.
No. We're
Overall,
moving
not
on.
bad.
How's
You know,
Todd? How's Todd?
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I see. No, I'm good. I'm good. Basically, let's see. Yesterday I had our first Shatterpoint event of the year over at Gamers Guild, and played there. We ended up getting 8 players to show up. It was busy there. There was people that there was a conquest tournament going on. There was I think 12 players showed up for Blood Bowl, 2 of which are normal Shatterpoint players, but just didn't play Blood Bowl instead of Shatterpoint. So it was a lot, but we had 8 players. We had the 2025 tournament kit, so there was some red dice getting going out. So we had one undefeated winner. They got 3 red dice, and then raffled off another 2 sets of those 3 red dice to people. So that was cool. And then had a good time. There was a newer player. I forgot his name already, but he showed up. I think this was his first event. And he had a really good time. And I mean, granted, there was leftover swag from old tournament kits and old what was it? There was the 2024 what do you call it? The 2024 GT kits.
kit?
So I was able to get
GT kit.
No, the GT. They had all so they were still old cards from there. So it's I went in there and started pulling those and just giving them to the new players. So it's here's a bunch of swag just for showing up at our event. So which was really cool that I was they had that all that was available and able to give all that stuff out. So did that, but yeah, it was a good time. There was it's interesting when you look at the events that we have here at in Arizona and the players that we can get, because it was we had Holden, we had let's see, it was Matt Booker, it was Chris Sampson, it was Daniel Sheave was there, Holden was there. So four players that are pretty well known in the community. Maybe not Sheave as much, but Sheave, I think people outside of Shatterpoint probably know Sheave because he was such a good X-Wing player, because he played a lot of X-Wing. I think he finished top 4 last year at the last Worlds of X-Wing. So there are people that know who he is outside of I mean, and there's a lot of people that came over, I think, from X-Wing to Shatterpoint. So there's probably some people that are familiar with who he is. But I mean, so lots of good players. It was amazing. We had a good time, definitely. Bob was there also. Got to play against Bob. So we had a fantastic event. It was just 3 rounds, and a lot of people, getting ready for Adepticon and everything, getting ready to see what can be done with there. So played into a lot of good lists for sure in our event. I played. I mean, I guess I can kind of jump into that. Played against Bob in the first round. He played Hunter Obi. That one I won 2-0, which was very surprising. And then after that, I didn't win another struggle. I played Chris Sampson. He played.
Were you playing your Mando Mom lists, or what?
I played
what
Mando
were you all
Mom
playing?
I played Mando Mom into Bob. So this the same Mando Mom list that we were talking about before. I played that twice. Into Chris, he played a Cassian Mando list that was super gross. It was really, really good. Mando, especially with Mando, revenge triggers, Mando basically could reposition twice. That was disgusting. But I was playing I'd box and the Moff Gideon box. And I think we had a total of 10 wounds in that game. Chris had 6. I had 4. He did not care about the revenge triggers at all. That was not my revenge list. So he was just killing on demand, basically. And it was pretty brutal. It was a pretty brutal game. I think go ahead.
Sorry, I got stuck on wounds and and thinking about Cassie and Mando and all the interactions. What were you playing with the Moff Gideon box? Sorry, back up.
It was just Moff box, and then it was the Iden box. So Iden.
Just as
Iden,
is. Okay.
Gideon Hask and ISF. Yeah. Yeah, as is, just as is. Of course, not Delmico, so it was ISF, but yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and then Chris's list was pretty
Well, wait.
interesting
This is a
actually because
this is Adepticon stuff. Is this on
you
Longshanks
know
or are we
what?
hiding
It's
this?
on Longshanks. That's the only reason why I'm saying it's on
Okay, all
Longshanks.
right. I'm like,
So
I don't want to out the poor boy. Like he's going
nope.
deep in the secret
Yeah.
prep, at least from what we hear
Yeah.
over on Rarely Reserved.
Right. So it's his is Cassian. It was Cassian, Ezra, Baze and Turret, and then Mando, Bo, Rebel Commandos. It was good. It was good. Bo, like it was. And of course, I mean, I think this is kind of one of the things we're going to talk meta a little bit, and Baze and Turret are just too good, man. Like they had 3 activations in the game, and there was multiple attacks by them that like with their because they're especially with Cassian, they're rolling so many dice, so between their flipping and everything else, they're rolling just so many dice, and their expertise chart is pretty good. So like there was multiple times where they had 4+ crits, so they were going at least 4 down their tree per attack. There was back-to-back attacks that they had where Shrewd did one, got 4 crits, and then Baze had an attack that got 4 crits. It was disgusting. So I mean, and that's in that shell. They're just so good. It's unbelievable. But yeah, there was a point where I thought I was going to probably pull out that second struggle, and then it just got away from me. It was the activations that Chris had were just so good that I could not keep up. It just overran me for sure. So it was a very good list. I can see that being, Cassie and Mando are some of the top primaries in the game. So like how you build around them, definitely I can see that happening. And then I played Sheev, who also 2-0'd me. He was playing a boss Ahsoka Jedi to the Jedi No More list, which was really cool. So it was, of course, just the Delta Force boss fixer, Sev Scorch. And then it was Ahsoka No More with Nahar Veb and Phil's clones.
What? Wait. What? 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 Okay.
Outside of the
All right.
the
Tell me.
Nadar,
Tell me about.
The
Tell me
Nadar
about
Phil
this.
stuff, Phil's clones didn't do a whole lot, like Phil's clones kind of like they were very late activations on both sides. So there was not a lot that was happening. I mean, it was completely carried by boss fixer Sev Scorch. I mean, Delta Force just did crazy things. I mean, and he had Shatterpointed his second card of his deck was Shatterpoint. So it was straight into the boss open almost, it was disgusting. It was really gross.
Okay, I'm calling you out, Sheev. The 501st is nowhere in your list. Did you lose your 501st models? Like I'm trying to figure out
He
the
wanted to play
Phil's
Phil's clones,
clones.
man.
All
He
right,
wanted to play Phil's clones.
okay.
And
Because I'm looking at
they're
his premiere list, and it's like all good stuff all the way down, and then Phil's clones.
the supporting fire heal came in pretty clutch, with them. That I think was the big one. There is like the supporting fire to do a heal seemed. There was a couple times where he utilized that, and that I think that actually was pretty doggone cool. I mean, and I think this unit, it really does go for attacking primaries. They really did a lot of that because he was this was into Mom Mando, and Mom did get injured once. They did put a wound on her. I don't think it was Phil's clones, but like you get 2 extra dice going into a primary with them, which is pretty nice with them. So you go into primary at range, you're rolling 9 dice. Then you could add in if you wanted to. You can add in if you have like with Fixer, if there's somebody else in range, you can Fixer dice. So it starts getting gross with this. I mean, they're not bad. They're yes, 501st could probably sit there and do it maybe a little better, but I think more than anything he was just going with the box synergies more than like the box itself because you had Nadar. to go with your
Right,
and
right.
it's all the same box. So I think that's probably more than anything, of why he did it. But he liked Nadar. Nadar's interesting. He didn't. Again, Nadar didn't do a whole lot. I think he was just. I think he only had one activation with Nadar, so it wasn't really a whole lot that did. I didn't really get to see a lot of the stuff he could do with him. But he was very. He was drawn to Nadar based off of like plays that he had with Liam. So
Oh
he
yeah.
just wanted to play him based off of other plays that he had. So I mean, I think there's probably some good stuff. I mean, the dash, on activation, the active ability to dash a Galactic Republic character is pretty good. So that does help too. I mean, it's a out of activation movement is always good. So why not have that to start with? And he is a
Oh
primary
no,
hunter as well. So
I like Nadar. I think Nadar. I think the problem with Nadar is just Republic has too many toys. Like you go down the list of secondaries and you're like, all right, I got Rex, I got Fixer, I got Wolf, I got what I've already just rattled off three, and I haven't played Republic in months. What would be your fourth? Probably, I don't know.
you have Shock T in there if you want to put Shock T.
Oh, yeah. See, Shakti done. Like I've already hit four, and I'm barely trying. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It must be not. I know some people are playing Wrecker and Omega too, to get some of the
The steadfast and
his
protection bubble.
yeah, steadfast and protection, and then he can do the doesn't he have he has like a fancy push. His bulldoze.
His bulldoze, where you can, his bulldoze is pretty good if you can put it. But yeah, I mean his steadfast protection bubble, especially under Bad Batch, because Bad Batch is the only one that's steadfast. But the protection bubble that he gives is really nice. So yeah, I wasn't sneaking. Can actively just do some pretty crazy stuff. He can do a second attack if he's in the position you want him. You can bulldoze into, I'm in position now to do two attacks. It's like he can be gross when you want him to.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I mean,
but,
of course,
sorry, Nadar. Sorry, Nadar. He does do like 8 damage. Like Nadar is pretty gnarly too. It's just listen to everything you're talking about. Just Wrecker and Omega.
right. I mean, and then there's always Crosshair who can, just basically one shot just about anything in the game whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
He can do 8+1. He can potentially do 9 damage on something. That basically takes out any secondary or below in the game. So,
remember how we wanted to make Republic great again, Todd? Well, we got it.
well, no, they're definitely solid. I mean, and that's a lot of that's on the Delta Force and them coming in for sure. But yeah, so I mean, I know we said we wanted to talk about kind of where the meta is going into Adepticon, especially because there hasn't been a lot of change going on with that. There really hasn't been a lot of releases that have come out, and I don't. In all honesty, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get any more releases before Adepticon. There's an outside chance that we might see something. But we haven't even seen the previews for them yet. So because if we haven't seen the previews for the Balin Skull box or the Morgan Elspeth box, I don't see us getting those released before then. They might be something that we see in like the boxes or the VIP bags. That's entirely possible, but I don't see us getting these boxes before Adepticon. So what's out right now is more than likely what we're going to be seeing played at Adepticon at the World Championships. So it's interesting. I don't know. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, I don't see us. I don't see any changes to the meta. At best, we might have somebody like Remember Liam got his hands on the Kit Fisto box, stayed up all night assembling and painting it, and then won the side of it, the giant. Wasn't it like a GT? I'm trying to remember what the side event was, but he won the side event, whatever the side event was.
It was just a premiere. It was just a premiere event, I believe. But yeah, he went 3-0 in the premiere event there.
Right, with Kit Fisto. So we'll probably see something like that happen if it does come out at Adepticon. But other than that, I don't. It's just like we're used to their cycle. Like we usually get like the mini preview article where it's just kind of like a little bit of information. Then we get like the reveal article, and like that shows you everything else. And I mean, we kind of already got the preview from between basically the two prior announcements. So we already knew this was coming. So I mean, this is just what it is. Last year was Legion's year. This is gonna be MCP's year. MCP's getting all of its shakeups. It sounds like in all positive ways. All I've heard is positive things coming out of the MCP community. So I mean, that's all good. So we're just gonna wait for what we get, and I'm sure there'll be some surprises that we aren't expecting when we see the reveals at Adepticon. So
that's the hope.
But in the meantime,
but yeah, I mean, we haven't. We're stuck with what we have. I mean, because we haven't seen what it's been. The Delta box and the Rift Tamsin box were the last two things we got, and that was, gosh, what, 3-4 months ago now. I think is since then. So and I don't see us getting anything until probably
before LVO 2.
Right. So that I would say that this is probably where our meta is going to be going forward. I don't see any big changes coming up. There's probably not any updates or anything. They haven't teased anything like that already at this point. So I'm assuming that we're not going to see any updates. So that really kind of puts us into a spot where what we're seeing and as the win rates and everything out there is probably going to be what's carrying over to the what's going to be seen on the table at World Championships and all the Adepticon events, the team events, and everything along those lines. I mean, and I don't see any other innovations that are really going to take place. There's sure people, especially with over the winter, the break, there has been the GT season ended, so a lot of people were like trying to just innovate with fun things. But I don't see that there's been any innovation that's really been like, a big aha moment that's kind of popped up.
Yeah, I'm looking through the event results and the statistics, and everything looks, pretty straightforward. If I had to say, I don't even want to call it a surprise because I know I've been seeing a lot of people talk it, but to see General Solo up in the top 5, it feels. That's about the only thing that seems a tiny bit surprising to me. Not that he's on there, because we've always kind of said ever since Han came out that basically he needed somebody to give him a little bit more movement, because his revenge trigger is so uniquely unique in that it doesn't give him a way to move himself. And what does Cassian do? What does he do to Han? He bounces him around the table. So.
Yeah, you can just move Han up, and then now Han's in the perfect position for his revenge trigger, because you can stack those in whatever order you want. So it's it definitely is a good pairing for, and I think that's kind of the big thing. And I don't know, like we can probably go down that road a little bit of like the two main primaries that we're probably going to see are going to be Boss and Cassian. And then it's a matter of what gets paired with those. Boss seems to be, I think the default pairing with him right now seems to be Bad Batch with Hunter. You can go with Obi-Wan Kenobi, with General Obi-Wan, and that does do well. But man, I know that the Hunter is so much more killy, and you just can sit there and do amazing things with him. So I think that's kind of where it's going to go. I mean, that seems to be looking at like the event results on Longshanks. When you look at it, like there's tons. Like you just look at the first 20, and there's 3 Boss Hunter ones in there of the first 20 results that come up, I think. So it's like, or that's even 16. So yeah, there's tons of Boss Hunter coming up there. I think that's going to be one of the default lists that we're going to be seeing at Adepticon for sure. I mean, do you think there's a better? I don't know, man. Not better pairing, but it's a pairing that might sneak in there with boss that people might not be thinking of.
I'm not gonna say that I know more than all these good players. What I will say is, the Red Mandos were just talking about this. Apparently, I'm doing a hey, go check out Red Reserve. Hey, go check out Red Mandos. But they were just talking about basically, uh, Hunter boss is a pretty good counter to Obi boss because of the extra killy. Because you basically just need to get through all the extra dice and hunker shenanigans that Obi-Wan gives you, and Hunter does a good job of doing that. So I mean, they were just talking about this, so I find it unsurprising that I opened up the statistics after listening to the first part of their episode, because I got to do those in batches. So sit down with a smoke and a drink for those ones. But yeah, no, this doesn't surprise me. I mean, I I can't think of anybody else I would put with boss. These are the best options.
Well,
Next
well,
question.
what if you took what is probably at one point in time was probably the best Galactic Republic primary in the game, Invader, Jedi Hunter, or not
No.
Jedi Hunter, but the Vader one, and put
No,
him with boss.
it's Jedi Hunter. I haven't forgotten.
It's Jedi
Todd.
Hunter. You're right.
It's Jedi Hunter.
I mean,
And no, we're not
he's
putting
so
Vader
good.
with boss.
Why not? Why not?
Because he doesn't have the Galactic Republic tag, Todd. He doesn't have the Galactic Republic tag. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm quite positive.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at his card right now, and I do see Galactic Republic on it. I don't know. I mean, you might have overlooked that one, Aubrey, but I definitely see Galactic Republic there, and that you put that in, maybe run him with Rex and the 501st.
La la la! I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No. So okay, if we could talk about Jedi Hunter for a minute, I'm gonna be loosey goosey, but I want to talk about what I think may be a dark horse at Adepticon, and I'm just gonna be all speculative all over the place. I think we might see a repeat of, what do you call it? The very first Adepticon pre-world. No, pre-worlds. You know how? Yeah, Vader was out then. Weren't people playing? Yeah,
Dooku was like the big thing back then, though.
Well, remember how the reason why though was because a ton of people were bringing like Jedi Hunter Grievous Asma Bros, and they were trying to beat on them. And I think now, do I think it's gonna like climb over Boss and Cassian? Unfortunately, no. But I think people are gonna try some sort of Jedi Hunter Iden list, like I know Chris was playing, or I really want to play the secondary Vader, and so I've been looking at Inquisitors a lot, and I want to play that just for fun. Like, do I think this is gonna be the killer? No, but after getting a couple of games in against like Inquisitor's Jedi Hunter, like with Z, and I think I played him one other place. They're pretty good at being both killy and controlling the board when you have Jedi Hunter. So I don't know if it's gonna be back to the Kiadi Mundi list. Like I'm not picking the list for you. You all gotta figure this out. But I think that Jedi Hunter plus something is gonna try and sneak in underneath the Boss and Cassian things, and then it's gonna get a hammer dropped on it. But I think it's gonna be there, because I think that's probably the closest of like the third thing you could try. Like if you're dead set against, I don't want to be a Boss player, I don't want to be a Cassian player, but I'm gonna be competitive and go to Worlds at Adepticon, I feel like you're gonna end up in the Daddy Vader camp. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think if you're not going to go with either one of those, I still think it's the Mandalorians with Mando armor. They're both still have over 50% win rate. I mean, if you're going to look at like who.
You shame me. I forgot about the Mando Bros.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to not like, I think that's the if Cassian is a 1A and Boss is 1B, I think number two is going to probably be the Mando and Armor list. I think it's still solid. It's in the right hands, it can play well. You still have your revenge trigger, and I think there's going to have to be something where you can where the revenge triggers can work. I think my last game that I played with Mom and Mando, it definitely the revenges were good, but the Sheev played around them very well. Where it's a lot of the Mando triggers that I had were like, well, I can move him, but then I lose this point. So what's the point of doing the revenge trigger? So he was kind of locked into not taking advantage of. He was getting the heals off and stuff like that, which was really cool, removing conditions. But he was not nearly as mobile, and that part of that was to the joy of a Delta Force. Like, not only do they have all this movement and all of these, like Fixer, also, Fixer, I think is probably the biggest thing. Fixer, giving his Fixer dice. He's super tanky. Because he can, with all the heals that he can do. Oh, and by the way, he's also a tiebreaker. You know,
He's really good.
It's so much that he can do.
Yeah,
He's really good. It's like it's. So I think there's you just can't get away from that, like all the different things he can do. And that was the biggest problem I had with that was he was putting Fixer in this really weird location to where he was still challenging a point or contesting a point, but not able to be like really targeted by a lot of the units on the board. Just like there was very good placement that happened there. So it's I don't know, man. We'll see how it all how it all plays out. But those are definitely there. But I still think, Vader's Vader. He's still going to see play. He might not be a large piece of the meta when we get to Adepticon, but I still think people are still going to bring him and put him on the board, whether it's with Republic or whether it's with Empire. That is to be seen. But you bring up Inquisitors. I think GI's right there. Like if you look at Longshanks at 49% win rate. So he's right on the cusp of that. You add him in there, he's pretty good still. I think that's more than anything. People are not putting the reps in with him. I think most people are just kind of focusing on what's the quote unquote best thing to do, and really focusing on that. When you look at like total games that are being logged and everything like that, there's just not.
yeah.
I mean, when you look at like total games, you have over 3,000 with the Mandalorian, over 2,000 with Armor, or 2,500 with Hunter, almost 3,000 with Cassian, 2,500 with Kiadi-Mundi. Boss is pretty low at 1,500, but he's again only been out for 3 months, so it's like you just give that time and we'll see what happens there. So there's.
Oh yeah.
I think that's looking at the numbers of games played, that you can probably lean into who's going to do that. Obi-Wan has over 3,000 games logged in Longshanks. There's still that, but you still have Iden and Moff still have over 2,000 games being logged. So you're probably going to see those two. People are not going to go with a Moff, and the taxing of the putting things into reserve is still solid. Still something really worth playing. So
Yeah, it's interesting to me that Empire is almost leaning into this like more controlling lists lately. Like they're not the aggressors anymore. They're like, oh man, boss and Cassidy are here. We got to play defense now.
yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what you have to do more than anything. Like I said, I mean, Chris's Samson, he ended up, the other side of his list was Vader and Iden, Vader, Jedi Hunter, and Iden. So, because he's,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he still likes playing Empire. That's where he likes. But again, he's always going to play. He's going to play for. He goes back and forth between playing what's for fun and playing, to win type of a thing. It's a constant struggle.
Would you say it's a momentous struggle, Todd?
It is a momentous struggle. It is for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, looking at especially like the results page on Longshanks, you don't see there's nothing that really jumps out. I mean, there was one list that had Luke in it, Jedi Luke, and Freedom Fighter Leia. I'm not surprised to see she's pretty good. There's one list that had like Kit Fisto with Boss in it. But for the most part, I mean, that could be your one loss type of thing in some of these lists. So there's nothing like crazy that kind of jumps out at you. I see one Plo Koon in results, one Cad Bane, but Cad Bane with Cassian is actually, I think, something that people might be sleeping on too. There's a lot that you can do there with revenge triggers to move things, because Cassian, you get a revenge trigger. Oh, now Cassian can move Cad Bane into the position and make sure he's staying out of engagement with other characters. So there's a lot that can be done with that I think is maybe not being explored as much as it could. But again, I don't know, there's just not that much. Yeah, I would love to see some Rift Hams and Aqua Droids coming out. Separatists would be fun. I think there's something not there yet, that it's missing a piece or two, but it'll be great to see Rift get in there. Aubrey had a moment. What do you got?
No, Donovan, cover your ears for a minute, okay? I'll tell you when it's safe to uncover them, because Todd, Rift Tamsin has dropped to Donovan. Did you cover your ears? He's dropped to a 46% win rate. I don't. What happened to our fishy friend? He's lower than
playing him that much.
He's lower than Fulcrum. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably just no reps. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it like, at least for the stats that I see, less than 700 games or just about 700 games. He's just not doing within what's the time frame I selected here. So just not a lot of games with him. That's going back a year. So since his launch, it's roughly about 700 games. He's just not getting played. I mean, in comparison to Boss came out the same time, and there's over 1,500 games of Boss. So
like double.
People put him on the table for a little while.
Okay, Donovan, you can uncover your ears now. It's okay. We're not hurting you anymore. Look at my pretty crystal. Hey, look, it turns into a light. Those of you on YouTube can see this. Dear listeners, you'll have to. I'll put a video in the Discord later. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your fishy friend, Donovan.
That's funny. But so, yeah, that's I think where like a lot of it is right now. I think is where the meta is. I would love to see a shakeup in there. I don't know if you were. Let's help with this. Since you don't play meta stuff, if you were actually to be playing in Worlds, what would you be bringing to play?
Oh, it'd be probably Cassian PLC, because that's just me. If I was going to run the other list, well, okay. If I was playing in Worlds, I'd be trying to get reps with Delta, and I would probably do Hunter, just because, again, this is flavor to taste. The Obi Hunkers give me anxiety. I am constantly going, do I pop it now? What about now? Well, I might need the extra dice here, and I'm not Chris or Booker. I can't go into the Matrix and do 4th D-Tress and figure out the optimal moment. It stresses me out too much. So I would probably, even though I have way more experience with Obi-Wan than I do with Hunter, that's probably what I would play. But I don't know, Todd. I'm kind of in a killy mood this year. I'm starting off the year wanting to murder things in Shatterpoint. I don't know what's happening.
It's the new meds. It's the new meds.
It's got me focused. I'm focused on death.
There you go. See, the meds are turning you into a Sith. I love it.
Maybe these are my true colors all along. I was always a rebellious Jedi. Come on, I was not going, yes, Master Windu, I'll do whatever you say. I'd be like, I know what you're doing behind the Jedi Temple and nobody's looking. I see those little papers you got rolled up in your pocket, Macy.
So you're sitting there getting all angry and pulling an Anakin, going, "This is not fair."
Right? Well, come on, Kiadi Mundi's sitting. Mundi is sitting there with his 5 wives, and everything's fine. Mister, what about the droid attack of the Wookiees? He gets 5 wives. I can't have one hot senator wife. Come on.
Derailed again. So yeah, I mean, okay. Let's say, for example, you can't take a boss or Cassian list, or what? Like, what do you think? Because I think the big thing is, what do you take to counter boss and Cassian? And I don't think there's an answer at this point in time that a consensus answer. You know, like what is so? Because I think like the problem big thing is like you're taking.
Oh, sorry, keep going.
Well, no, I was going to say, like, I think the consensus is you're taking an Andor list or a boss list and then something else to counter one of those lists. And I think that's kind of where, what is it that you're taking? You know, like, so what is it that you're taking that's going to be the not the boss and or the not the boss list or not the Andor list?
Okay. Well, I mean, you're talking about what's reasonable, because I feel like unless you're a machine like Dizzard getting 17 games a week, you probably can only get enough reps with either Boss and his myriad dice fixing, or Cassian and his what can I do with this trigger, Andor.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're being reasonable, then I'm going with Cassian, because that's what I have the reps with. Because the thing is that everybody's like, oh no, this is terrible. There's only 2 things at the top, but the reason that they're top is because they're also kind of counters for each other. Like they do a good job of keeping each other in check, because otherwise one of them would be skyrocketing to the top. So this isn't like. Mm-hmm. I know it feels like a solved meta, but the key is that the top 2 dogs are beating on each other too, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, everybody. But if I was gonna take, no, it'd be something with Mando. Like if we're talking, if I'm going to Worlds, I'm not gonna try and force my full Rebel Premier list. No, that's out the window. I would probably play in. Cassian PLC would be my flavor to taste. If I was taking something for experience, like I have a lot of experience with Spectres, if I wasn't going to take Cassian. And then the next thing would be Mandos. And then, to be honest, I've been seeing a lot of interesting stuff with Bounty Hunter. Like, I would need more reps, Todd, is the problem. I would need to completely adjust my life and spend the next 2 months getting reps, because I honestly feel like there's something scoundrelly here. Like, I'm thinking like Mando's Weequay Pirates and I don't know, maybe Dengar. Like, I really still like, to be clear, I have yet to actually get experience with that list, but I really like how tanky it is, but it also can do like some board control and some shoving, and then I just need to figure out what the 4th list would be to pair with that, because I still just think that's really good, and maybe it is just something. I don't know. What would you pair with with that? Like this has been the problem I've had for months, Todd. I have 3 lists I really like. I like my Cassian list. I like my PLC list. Mando is good, but then if you're gonna play Spectres, you got to bring more Spectres, which skews the list. Or what do you bring as your 4th?
I mean, if you're gonna go, if you're going
Mother Talzin,
if you're going Scoundrels, no. I mean, if you're going Scoundrels, I mean, you can go Mother Talzin. I mean, I like that list, but you don't go all in on the synergies. I mean, there is still the Bounty Hunter Scoundrel list which you can do with Cad Bane. Cad Bane definitely can do some fun things. It's playing him takes a little bit of practice, some reps. The positioning is important, because you don't want to put him in a position to where he can easily be engaged, but you still want him close enough to be able to do all of his shenanigans too. So he is not a plug and play type of a unit for sure, but he can do a lot of good things once you unlock how to play him properly. Because I know I have struggles with him. Playing him, I don't play him as well as I can, because there's just a lot going on with him. You know, if you don't position him correctly, no one gets between me and my job. Just doesn't do anything. You know, you have to have him not engaged, but you have to have the character. The target character has to be within range 4. to do that 2 damage. You can jump as well, so that helps with the movement, but you still have to work on positioning in a very thoughtful way with him. And so there's definitely that. But you can do, once you get him down, I think there's some really good things that you can do with him and bounty hunters, especially with Mando and everything along those lines. That bounty hunter list that was going around middle of last year with IG, was it IG-88? I think that was. It wasn't 11.
Yeah,
I don't believe. I think it was IG-88. With IG-88 was so fun. It was a lot of fun, and I think if someone were to put the effort into learning that list a little bit more and really putting the reps in, it might be able to spike some fun moments. But it's definitely not not the top list or anything like that. But it can spike some games for sure.
yeah. So, okay, all right. I got a real answer. As much as I think Mando may just be the answer, and maybe it's I need to set PLC down for a minute and embrace the Mando like Chris did, and maybe it's just supposed to be Cassie and Mando all the way down. But again, this would be something I'd be trying to figure out over the next 2 months: is lock in what your Cassian list is actually going to look like. Do you want 2 5-point models? Do you want Han and Chewie and Baze and Chirrut? Do you want Rebel Commandos because of the extra flexibility and they hit almost as hard as Han and Chewie? They're not quite there, but they're solid. So like that's what I'd be trying to lock down, and then that would maybe determine a little bit of what else I play. So if I ended up on like a Cassian Mando, then actually what I think is I was really enjoying like, because I'm trying to think of what do you need, and I feel like you need something a little more controlling. And if you went Jedi Hunter Vader, all the Inquisitors, and then Bosk, which is the list that Z was playing. I really liked that because it had a good amount of damage output, but you still had the tie breaking from the supports. You had the diceless displacement of the. I haven't played them enough yet to get their abilities down, but one of them's got the pull, and Fifth Brother has his repulse. So I mean, you've got a lot of tricky options there. But I'm just high on Inquisitors at the start of this year. Like I really want to get my reps in. But if I was playing competitive Inquisitors, I wouldn't play the 5-point Vader. I would play Jedi Hunter with all the other Inquisitors and Bosk, and just because Bosk with Vader dice is really scary. Oh my word! and then he's got his bomb. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get it to go off, the bomb can be pretty interesting. But it's, again, one of those where you really have to hope that it can go off type of a thing. So it doesn't really... it's hit or miss on that one. Because they could... I think I did that once, and it was like, oh, I got 1 damage. Sad face.
I mean, it is like Sabine. Sometimes it's gravy. And hey, I am... you asked me what would I play besides Cassian and Rebels, and I'm like, well, let's see. All of my reps in the past 6 months have been every version of Rebel lists possible. So Todd, I'm going there to stream. I'm not going there to play. I'm not prepared for Adepticon. What? You know what? Put it back on you. What would you play?
Yes, but we still need to be prepared to talk about what we're gonna be. It's like we're streaming, so we have to have that, the active thing. But no, I mean, for me,
no,
I mean it's.
Again, I'm not prepared to play. Come on, Todd. I didn't say I'm not prepared to talk about it. That's what are we doing right now?
Fair enough. But I mean, it's for me. Again, I don't have enough reps with either Cassian or with Boss. I can pick up Mandos and probably still be able to sit there and run them effectively. So I would probably be doing Mandos, and it would probably be Obi Hunter. I mean, if I was being honest, if I wanted to sit there and take fun lists that I would know how to play effectively, it would probably be those. That would probably be where I would go with it. I'm not feeling Empire right now. I was, but the funny thing is, I was talking with everyone yesterday, and I had Obi-Wan, like the general Obi-Wan list with me yesterday, and I'm like, I just don't feel like playing it. It's good enough to where you can sit there and definitely play it and do well with it, but it's not something where I'm just like, I think that's part of the things that like what is holding Shatterpoint back a little bit right now is just there hasn't been something new to shake up the game. And there's been a lot of people that just, they've put down the game for a little while in a time frame just because nothing's really changed much. So it's more along the lines of just now they're just having to pick up the game, get the dust off, and get ready for a 2-month stretch into Adepticon, so that they can get themselves a little sharper. But yeah, there's nothing new to learn, and that might be a bigger thing with it. Is like everything's been out. Like I said, we have experimented. The people that are going to experiment have experimented as much as they're going to. There's not really any more experimentation to do. I think that's kind of where we are right now, unfortunately. But I think they're like, now that all of the stuff that was done for Legion, the relaunch has been done. I'm hoping that maybe a little bit more effort will be put into Shatterpoint going forward. I think there's definitely been there will be more effort going into MCP, and I'm all for it. I mean, they can only look into so many games and put so much effort into so many games. They're not a giant studio by any means, so I'm okay with it. But I'm hoping that within the next year and a half, it comes back around to Shatterpoint, so we can get maybe have a little bit more fun with all this.
Yeah. Well, and remember, I mean, you just talked about it. We got a new player at the event. We're still seeing new people drop into the Discords. I mean, it's still growing. And hey, there's some people like us who I'm still behind. I'm still getting reps on stuff that everybody solved 6 months ago. And I'm like, well, I want to have the knowledge in my head instead of just relying on what other people are saying, because ultimately, we can talk here all day long and make decisions and say, yep, this is what the meta is going to be. And then I fully expect to still be surprised at least a couple of times throughout the weekend. I don't think it's just going to be Boss and Cassie it all the way down. I've seen you innovators out there. Like I'm watching you guys. You get tricksy and you come up with these interactions, and I'm like, what just happened? Okay, yeah. So.
Well, here's one that we have not even mentioned yet. I mean, there's two really. I mean, we haven't really talked about Kiadimundi, who was kind of had his coming out party at last year's Adepticon. But who else we haven't really mentioned at all is Jin Urso. She's right there. She's still got a pretty good win rate. She's only got like less than 1,000 games. But there's stuff that she's got a lot of stuff that going on with her list. I mean, there's a lot of things. Her kit is really interesting, and we could probably see a lot happening with her, depending on who the pilot is, and if someone's putting the reps into her right now, because she's just a unique character that does a lot of really cool and unique things, and maybe it's just one of those where we really need to see what happens with that. I mean, I do love her ability to use momentum to pay for abilities instead of using force. That can unlock things that just maybe might need to be unlocked or something like that. So it's interesting. I like that. I think also when an opposing character gains a 1 or more momentum, one character in this unit can heal, so she can just heal herself. She's pretty durable. If other things are getting killed. So I think there's something that can be done there. And she's rolling 5 dice, defensive dice, so she's not bad. No crit mitigation with her, unfortunately, but I don't know. I think that there's a place for her that we haven't seen yet for sure.
Oh yeah, I think the only thing that's really holding her back is just the fact that you can only pay for Rebel Alliance abilities. Like, not that I'm saying she needs to be better, because I already think it's a really strong ability. This is not a complaint. I'm just saying that a lot of times you get these. I don't know why I keep using Dark Horse. I guess it's stuck in my head. What's the song? Is that a Katy Perry song? I feel like that's a Katy Perry song. Whatever. Todd's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
He's like, I'm not admitting to that. You had a teenage daughter at the wrong decade.
No, Yeah, my teenage daughter is all about K-pop, man. Like, let's like she is. I have. By the time it comes to, you know how they do that end of the year thing on Spotify, yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
all K-pop from her riding in my car and just turning K-pop on. So
That's funny. But anyway, my point is that I feel like so this is just my 2 cents on Jin Urso. And again, not the subject matter expert, just I have played, cause since I'm the one who's played with Cassian and played with Jin, I have played, I believe, with every single rebel coded primary except for Lando. Sorry Lando. I haven't his sabak ability scares me. I haven't played with him yet. But Jin Urso. The problem is that her ability is a little feast or famine. You have games where paying momentum and the heal absolutely definitively win you the game. Full stop. And then you have games with her where not a single heal actually gets used because they pop off, when they do. So you don't have you don't always have control over the heals, especially if shoves just happened or diceless displacement or anything. And then I've had games where like I'm playing 5 Force Jin Cassian and I don't burn through my force. Like I get to the end of the shuffle, and I mean, because Cassian often has a very force neutral turn. You don't always use his abilities. Some of the other characters in your list, you don't. It's a very flexible list. You do not have to use all of your abilities to maximum effect. It's not like some of these other lists where you're like, okay, I only have 6 force. I need 7 all the time. What am I gonna do? No, you. Cassian's so good. I'm gonna be so sad when they nerf you, buddy. This, we're gonna have to
I'm
play
not.
taps
I'm not.
on the next episode. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going to be sad. I will not be sad at all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm playing into him, and it's just like that. This town is going to blow is just so busted. It's just so busted, man.
It should only be when you're
really
losing.
it's
It shouldn't be when you're winning.
either that or yeah, either that or the other thing is make it hurt a little bit, and it hits your opponent, your characters as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, or
one
that.
of those two.
Yeah, if it's happening every time, it should feel. I get what they wanted because I know the line is from a Rogue One, but what that ability makes me think of is the final, like I don't even know what you want to call it, siege protest. The final scene in Andor season 2 where everything's going off on Gorman. The French planet. I'm tired. I did not have coffee or caffeine this morning, Todd. I should have led with that. We're out of coffee in my house, and there's no other caffeine. I would have had to make tea. Who has time for tea?
So, because Talia is not home because she's out of town for the weekend, you ran out of coffee because you didn't have the woman there to keep you in line and make sure that you were taken care of.
No, it was Parent told us days ago,
Yes,
and I
yes, that is it.
I didn't listen to the warning.
And of course, and again, you didn't listen to him. Talia isn't here to sit there and go, "Oh, we're going to need this," and take care of it. I trust me, I know how it works. If it was me, I would not remember because Colleen was gone and she would have taken care of it.
Fine. That was probably it. But anyway, blow up the town. It feels like that scene. And what happens in that scene? Everybody dies. Everyone dies. Good guys die. Bad guys die. Bystanders die. Everyone dies. It should have been. I mean, even if you think back to the Rogue One movie, like what happens? Jeddah eventually gets exploded. Everyone dies. Like it. Yeah. So I mean, that would make more sense. Like, and then you have to be a little more strategic with it. You have to really think, like, okay, what's gonna happen to my guys? What's happening to your guys? Like, yeah, I like that. Okay, Todd, hit send. We'll head that directly over to the creative devs. That we have it. We have it in our pocket, definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. I doubt they even listen to us, man. So, like, I'm sure they're just like, no, that's not it. Yeah, so I think that kind of closes out like kind of where our thoughts were, general thoughts on where the meta is, especially going into Adepticon, because like I said, we're like 60 days away probably by the time this episode comes out. So, and oh, Adepticon wise, if you are think on the fence of going, you need to probably make that decision pretty soon because they are close to sold out of just about everything there. They sold. It was I was on a meeting last week with them. Went right after like a couple hours after the tickets went live, and they had already sold 6,000 tickets in the first like 4 hours for badges anyway. 6,000 over 6,000 badges. So if you're planning on going to Adepticon, you probably need to make a decision pretty soon because they things are selling out fast for sure. So definitely always worthwhile. But yeah, and we are definitely, like I said, we had a meeting. I had a first meeting with Adepticon last week, so we are definitely going to be there, doing some live streaming and everything along those lines, which is also always exciting. And yeah, but other than that, I mean, like I said, just yep, we want to just close out for the day. I would definitely appreciate each and every one of you and tuning in and listening to us. We always appreciate all of our listeners and support that you guys give us. If you do want to support the podcast, you can definitely do so by becoming a patron on patreon.com. Link will be in the description below. It can be as little as $1 a month, really helps us out. We do appreciate that. If Patreon is not right for you, you can definitely support us by rating and reviewing the podcast on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and all that good stuff. Leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we will definitely I like to hear like that. I try to interact with the comments that everyone gives and everything along those lines. So definitely worth listening and everything along those lines. But as always, definitely appreciate each and every one of you, and may the force be with you.